Michael Terrace. One
That's
question.
my name.
Is this the year 2012?
That is not the year 2012.
It is not. Yet we have Mario Balotelli, who's called up to the national team. If I told you this the day before Italy won the Euros, that we'd have Balotelli called up to the national team, what would you say to me?
I believe it.
You believe it?
But none of our strikers really scored, so I don't think it's the craziest thing.
Guys, welcome back to our podcast, IFTV podcast. We have so much to discuss. We have Balotelli, who's called up to the national team, as well as Joao Pedro, who's an exciting one.
Luis Felipe.
We've got transfer news with Vlahovic, who we do not know what's going to happen. There's so many miscommunications, different reports. We're going to give our opinion. And then we do have the league to talk about because we had a weird round. I'm going to say a weird round of matches. I believe we had 11 0-0 draws. In total, we had 3 of them this weekend.
I think we got so spoiled with how good Serie A has been. It took a little of a rest. You know what I'm saying? So a little break and going into international break, maybe they had that in their mind. So it's acceptable.
I totally agree with you. I think that we've set the bar so high that we're constantly expecting upsets and goals and entertainment. And I think that the players just brought us down to reality. Like, it never has been, this every single week. I want to know from you though why you think that this happened this weekend. We went through a couple different ideas when we were on set for CBS and Paramount. Matteo Bonetti and a couple of the guys were saying they felt like the 5,000 fans only having a few in attendance really created a different kind of atmosphere that wasn't pushing the players forward. Personally, I think that we're just playing so many damn games every single week. We had midweek Coppa Italia that the players are tired, or do you think it's just simply just a balancing act?
I think it's a factor of many things. I don't think it's one sole factor, to be honest with you. But I think the players are being overworked. They're not getting enough time for themselves, and they almost don't resemble themselves just because they have so many games, and just mentally it's very tiring, not just physically, because that's obvious.
I want to touch, as I said, we have so many different topics. Let's just highlight like the things that are just like on your mind and on my mind. We do have to mention that we have to give a shout out to our premium sponsor of IFTV, which is Paramount Plus. There is a link in the top of the description. Make sure you download Paramount Plus to watch Serie A, Champions League, all of the action that you're looking forward to. We have nice in-studio coverage as well. That is so much fun to work with some great people. They are supporting IFTV. They're supporting us this entire season as our premium #1 sponsor. Guys, we got to show them the IFTV love as well. Slowly but surely, things are getting better. They're getting bigger. And I can't wait as the weather starts to get warmer for the things that we have planned. It's really a fun time.
You guys are definitely in for a treat for the stuff that CBS and us planning all together for all the amazing stuff. We really want to show how amazing calcio is. And we obviously want to spoil you guys more than the other leagues.
Can you imagine if the one thing that we were planning to do, which would have been done now, unfortunately it got shut down because of what's happening in the world went down. How crazy would they have gone?
Forget it.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Forget it.
It is going to be the biggest moment, I think, for IFTV, for anyone that's been watching us for a long time. And it's going to be all thanks to Paramount. So, guys, make sure you go show them some love. Top of the description. All right, let's highlight what we think is interesting. I'm going to start off, since you've been speaking to the people all weekend. Good job killing it with the live streams.
Likewise.
What I felt, number one, I love how quickly narratives can change after one match. How fans, you could see on social media, they just change their outlook. And I'll go with Roma, who won 4-2. It was 4-0 at halftime against Empoli. Mourinho said that, we didn't go 5-0 because then people would have turned off their TVs and not watched anymore. And what a life that the team had. Tammy Abraham scoring a brace. He's got 13 goals in his last 14 in all competitions, which is ridiculous. He's doing fantastic. I saw also Tacchinardi said that he reminds him of a young Zlatan Ibrahimovic since he played with him at Juventus. And he's got that knack for goal. When you have a striker like that, it makes everything easier. And the thing I want to say is that I know that some people might look and say, oh, it's Empoli. But Empoli beat Napoli, Fiorentina, Juventus, and tied Lazio, and nearly kicked Inter, the champions, out of the Coppa Italia. So it's not a team to just like, oh, wow, okay, Roma only beat them.
People forget that part, right?
100%. Sometimes. And I think that Mourinho, as this international break goes in, he's going to have time. He keeps talking about the mindset. We need to work on the philosophy of the players. This is his time to build. And when you look at it, they're really not that far off of a 4th spot. And they could be that maybe dark horse that a couple of weeks ago, everyone was talking about a different narrative. to push on for the Champions League. Do you think they can?
Especially the two transfers they just brought in, Mylan Niles and Oliveira. There's going to be some time to gel with the team. And
I like him a lot. Sergio,
I mean, what, he scored 2 goals already?
2 goals and 1 assist in 2 games.
Dude, that's pretty incredible.
One was a penalty, but still.
I give it a Mourinho. I was like, I want to see what this guy has, but so far he's been fitting into Serie A action pretty nicely.
Did you see Mourinho's little wink afterwards?
Yeah.
It's because he's like, I told you guys. I told you I had something up my sleeve.
Get ready. The next transfer is going to be huge now.
I think that Sergio, and I don't know if it's Oliveira or Oliveira, because somebody corrected me on which way, and I don't remember which one is correct right now at the moment.
Call him Sergio.
I'll get that correct. Yeah, Sergio.
Serge.
So I think that what he brings is mentally a little bit of an elevation, because again, I just go from what Mourinho was telling us, and he said too many of his players switched off in difficult moments.
Yeah.
And I think that, from a technical standpoint, I mean, the guy looks good. Let's not get it wrong.
No,
but sure. I don't think he's anything unbelievable. I don't think he's that world-class type of player.
No.
I think he's not that far away from some of the players that they have in their squad. But I think that he's played in high, important matches. And I just think that from a character standpoint, he can help take the team to that next level.
And you can depend on him. He does definitely have some leadership roles, and he seems to be the new penalty taker for Roma, which is a huge thing, because it's been Veretout and Pellegrini in the past, and maybe
Veretout's been really good.
He's been very good with
he was like 12 before the Juventus one.
With a couple of hiccups, yeah. But we'll see how we go. So far, I like him. Nothing to complain about, and I'm 100% for Mourinho right now.
Anyway, that was what was on my mind. What's your
mind is the boys from Bergamo, Atalanta, managed to go to the Stadio Olimpico with a injury-stricken team, and I believe it was 9 players out, and they still managed to get a point against Sarri ball over here. I thought that was incredible. I thought Lazio were gonna hand it to them. I thought they're gonna comfortably beat them. Did I have a bet on Lazio? I don't remember. I probably did, to be honest. I probably did.
I remember you telling me that you did.
But regardless, I mean, Atalanta were bringing up their Primavera players that you can tell the jerseys were too big for these guys. They just needed players to go on. To get ready for this game.
Once you see those wild TikTok hairstyles, they're like Primavera players.
Exactly.
I didn't recognize them at all.
No, 100%. And I got to give credit to Gasperini. They didn't play, the Atalanta-style football. But at the end of the day, how could you when you have so many players out? They went there for one thing, to not lose. Mm-hmm. They job accomplished. And this says a lot about Atalanta's mentality here. Mm. Because I feel like, even though it was a short amount of time being in the Champions League, about 3 years, but I feel like they're really cementing that top 4 mentality to fight for every ball, and it's very, very hard for this team to lose.
Well said. So, I think that it was the first time I've ever seen an Atalanta side at one point
that doesn't look
change
like
their philosophy and sit back and defend. And I do not fault them, because we've seen teams who have less injury-stricken sides than this and do the same thing.
Play the same way.
And he had no players.
Allegri.
I mean, in attack from the midfield up, there was nothing that ever was dangerous. So I give him credit. I think that he was very happy for a point, and I think he should be happy. It's ridiculous how many players he had out. But from Lazio's side, I'm very disappointed in them. I have to admit, I thought that this was for sure a Lazio side that has to go out and win there. If you want that dream of trying to get into the Champions League, of trying to stay in Europe, you have to be able to beat Atalanta at home with an injury-stricken side. They had almost their best squad available. I know Acerbi wasn't there. You could find a couple of guys in defense, but their attack was there. They did not do enough, and they didn't look hungry. They didn't look like they had that grinta or the mentality to push forward at a certain point and have a bite, and I was very disappointed in them. I spoke to one of our friends who's a Lazio fan, Federico. He texted me, and he said, I'm so disappointed in the squad. I'm so disappointed that they didn't push that extra mile. Like Sarri at a certain point, I know we've given him a lot of credit here, but at a certain point, he needs to step up and transmit that to the team. Like, guys, do you understand what's at stake?
And also, the close thing was the Zaccagni post. And the thing that's even more disappointing than their performance is Sarri, after the match, he said, Atalanta had 9 players out. We had 7, and 2 of them just came back yesterday. I mean, guy, why are you making up excuses? You played bad. You got to own up to it.
He loves excuses.
But it's definitely unacceptable. Yeah, so do a lot of other Serie A coach. But this was definitely not just on him, but the squad in general.
And we're not like compiling on Sarri. If you go back to last week's video,
I was so excited for him.
We were just giving Sarri so much credit.
I was so excited for Sarri.
He needs he needs time, and I still think he does. But
Yeah.
in this circumstance, I'm disappointed in his team, and I don't think he transmitted the right things to his squad as well as the players.
And also, Boga to Atalanta.
oh yeah,
So
finally.
guys, I know exactly. I don't know what they did, but
They
their
told me
attack.
agents' fees. They had to work that out.
It's always a small little details, but Atalanta's attack is looking
gonna look
so
sick.
scary. The Serie A defenders are gonna be trembling, that's for sure.
Demiral, what a player!
He's a beast.
Love that guy.
When healthy, that guy's we knew that though. When he's healthy, he's a beast.
100%, exactly. His slide tackles, I love. He's got the character of an old school defender, which personally, it just like it gives me flashbacks of growing up as a young kid and just enjoying defenders.
And he reminds me
the art of defending.
He said he liked his look better bandaged up, and he reminds me of Chiellini sort of.
Well, he says
he
says I'm more good looking than
more
Chiellini, too.
okay,
He
but he reminds me because he has that tough, tough as
He's a
nails
nails. He's a
mentality.
hammer. I
Yeah,
love
butcher just like Chiellini.
Okay, on my mind, I will go with Milan Juventus, a 0-0 draw, which I'll be completely honest. I mean, we don't lie. We're saying how we feel. It was not a fun game. It was not an exciting game. It was a battle. It was a war. Lots of challenges in the midfield. Lots of big duels. But when you think about chances, Juventus had 0 shots on target. Juventus really did nothing besides defensively, which Rugani and Chiellini played a good match. And Milan had 1 shot on target that was really dangerous with Leao. That was a great 1-2 play from their side. Then they had a header from Olivier Giroud, but nothing else. Like really from both of these sides, I looked at them. I said, these guys, this is not the beautiful teams that I remember. This is not, the exciting sides. I think that they both took it to be a war. Again, probably both tired. I know both sides missing lots of players. For Milan, Tomori is a key player for them. In attack, though, there was nothing. Ibra went off after 20 minutes.
Injury.
He gets injured. The field did not help at all because that pitch, 6 games in 12 matches. How in the world are Inter and Milan playing back-to-back on that pitch?
Dude, that grass.
I don't understand it.
That grass has been annihilated.
It was a mess.
It's hard for the grass to grow with so many games being played. That's just not just the players are being overworked. The poor grass is being
when Maldini
overplayed
says
on.
it, Maldini makes no excuses. When he complained about it after the match, I think it didn't suit the style of play of Inter and Milan. Juventus, it suited them better because they don't try to play nice football.
But it was such a scrappy match though. Overall, I expected a few. I mean, I think you were saying your prediction a 5-goal match or something like that.
I had 3
but I expected at least a goal, 2 goals, maybe 3 goals. But they just canceled each other out. Juventus's kind of scrappy football kind of almost dictated the match. Milan, you could say they. If push comes to shove, they probably deserved it. They played a little bit better, but not too much going. Juve, I think for sure. They're playing away. Milan, I guess you could say, played better, and it definitely benefits Juve more because it gets them closer to the top 4. And I feel like Milan loses the edge to Napoli, who now they're tied on points.
I think it only benefits Inter. When I was looking at that
that
match,
too.
I looked at them. I was like, Inter's the only one winning right now.
And Napoli for sure.
I think Juve, obviously, they extend their 9 games on being in the Serie A. It's just when you watch that style, it's disappointing. It's very hard to watch.
Dude.
You see Morata get the ball every single time. 95% of his passes are accurate directly to Milan, and it's just constant lost balls. And he has no support around him as well. Dybala's just playing so far away from goal. Nobody's pushing up. McKennie on the left wing. I mean, what was that? He was so far up, and then for me, what I don't understand is Allegri changes what was working. You had Artur, who did a really good match as a regista, who allowed Locatelli to push up. And yes, Bentancur did well. I think that was probably one of his best games in a long time. That's how you know that he's looking for renewals or maybe leaving. But I think that it ruined the shape of the team. I don't like that 4-4-2 with McKennie out wide. I think he's completely wasted, and there's nothing to take from that match. Milan probably could have pushed themselves a little bit more.
Yeah,
I was expecting it at a certain point for them to go for it a little bit more, but they are injury stricken. And last thing I'll say is Tonali, mamma mia, what a player. The guy has been phenomenal. When I watch him, I just see a leader. I see someone who's growing in confidence, who's got, he like has his shoulders up when he's playing in the San Siro and leading this AC Milan team. What a player.
But regardless of his talent, the way he sacrifices his body, he lunges himself into tackles that could potentially injure him just to win over a ball. And you either have that or you really don't. That guy's I love him. He has that grinta that you want from a player, and he's such a young kid which is insane.
He's become a leader. He's become a leader
100%.
in his second
100%.
season at one of the biggest clubs in Italy, which is not easy for any
He's
kid.
gonna be the next Bandiera for Milan for sure.
What else you got?
I want to go to the Cagliari Fiorentina match. On paper, maybe you say 1-1, not that crazy, but this match was intense, was insane. Vlahovic didn't get called up for the game. Cagliari.
He had COVID. He tested positive.
Was that announced?
Yeah. I don't know. I think so. Wasn't it announced?
Fiorentina just said there was 2 cases, and then Vlahovic wasn't
I
called
saw
up.
it reported that he tested positive.
I'm just saying based on Fiorentina's
Fair
page.
enough.
Yeah. So I wanted to say Cagliari and Fiorentina, it was pretty crazy. To be honest, I think Cagliari deserved to win. No, not probably. They deserved the 3 points. Both teams ended up missing penalties. There was 2 posts from Cagliari. Cagliari had another huge chance that they should have scored on. But Fiorentina ended up coming back. Sotil made a beautiful run, ended up scoring. And I think more than anything, this shows how much Vlahovic carries his team. At first, I was saying Vlahovic very good, but Fiorentina is a pretty solid, pretty good side. It's not like he's the only thing. And now I see them. The first time I see him without no Vlahovic, Fiorentina playing, they did not look the same at all. A relegation team, probably playing better than Fiorentina. This goes to show that they're really missing a target man because Piontek really didn't do much. I don't want to blame him, but just Fiorentina as a team, they did not look good. Maybe it's a one-off, but I think Cagliari probably deserve more from this game.
Mazzari said that he went into the locker room and smashed 3 doors because you cannot miss chances like that in Serie A.
They miss a lot, man.
Let's talk about Inter, the league leaders. They won 2-1 over Venezia. It was 1-1, and then Dzeko in the 90th minute scored a goal. This is why they're the champions of Italy.
Yeah.
They have this mentality that no matter what, even when they don't play a great game, even when Dzeko, he was missing sitters. I was so ready to talk about how Dzeko missed one opportunity that I couldn't even comprehend how he missed it.
Crazy.
But then he has this mental fortitude, and they have every single player of Inter has a fire lit inside their eyes that believes into the last second and wants to fight. I think about their last 3 matches just off the top of my head, right? Supercoppa against Juventus, 120-21, right? They scored in last second. Not even last second.
Yeah, literally.
Empoli, 91st minute,
Forced
scissor
overtime.
kick from Ranocchia. Now this, 90th minute to beat Venezia. This is what championship teams do. I know people could say, oh yeah, but they have their squad depth. They haven't had that many injuries. They haven't had that many cases, which is true. But guess what? You still need to win these matches. They are proving why they will go on to win the Scudetto. It's because they have this fortitude to push past, even if they're not great. Guess what? They win. This
is exactly, from my understanding, this is how Juventus look when they're dominating. It was literally fino alla fine. It was always last minute. They always managed to pull something. They always believed until the last second.
Like a couple years ago.
Not recently. A few years ago for sure. And I see the same thing in Inter. You're gonna be like, oh, they're losing. You're not even like, oh, they're gonna come back.
You know they're gonna come back.
You just know that they're not. They're not scared to even fall behind. They're gonna come back. They have the players, they have the tools, and most importantly, they have the mindset to come back.
100%.
So that's what it shows.
Let's talk about Napoli as well. They had a big 4-1 win against Salernitana. Salernitana, we know, is not B. They 2 feet in Serie B, obviously. But big moments were Dries Mertens scoring twice, right? He scored 2 goals?
It was...
Right?
No, 1 goal.
He didn't score... No, he did score 2.
I see 1 here.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought he scored 2.
1.
Wow, I'm wrong. He scored... I guess he scored that 1 goal,
Yeah.
which, I knew he was going to score because he had said before, the more goals I score, the more I convince De Laurentiis to resign me.
Get the pen out, bro. This is what a celebration should be.
Yeah, it should have been.
That'd be great. Come on.
I respect him because he says that, he's like, I'm not playing for dollars. I don't care about dollars. What I care about is Napoli. Napoli is more important to me than the money, which no judgment on any players that play for money. I understand that it's for their families and stuff. I just want to highlight the players that when they choose the opposite, personally, as a fan, as a real tifoso,
it means more.
You feel something special
100%.
for him saying something like that. And Insigne obviously scored a very important goal. He ties Maradona with 115 in Napoli's all-time history.
Scoring list.
What a player. Happy for him. You could see, I know we posted the pictures because when we were going through them, you could feel the emotions of what he was feeling. And then he points to the badge and he says, no matter what, no matter how far I am, it's always Napoli. And good moment for them. Again, Napoli, the only team that's fighting for a Scudetto that didn't slip up, obviously, besides Inter. They love to say in Italy, like the anti-Inter. There used to be like the anti-Juve. The anti-Inter, the only one that didn't slip up was Napoli this week. And can they go all the way? Now they're getting players back. They had a rough moment. They didn't have Osimhen. They didn't have a lot of their players.
I mean,
they got some guys coming back.
Dude, considering everyone was talking about, in AFCON, they had the most players that are going away.
Them and Milan, right?
But Napoli even
Not
more.
Okay.
But overall, more adversities, the most in Serie A. And in January, they were undefeated. They tied Juve. And then they won the rest of their games. So now they're gonna in February when club football is back, because we're on international break now. They're gonna have a stacked squad, and Rahmani and Juan Jesus are two reliable center backs. And not only that, they have they have the best defense in Serie A. Also
most clean sheets, right?
Maybe two, but best defense in Serie A,
Sorry,
which is pretty insane. I was gonna say, dude, Rahmani is a center back. But he has more goals than Zaniolo and Chiesa. He has 3 goals. I know, I'm just saying. No, but I'm not saying it to diss them. I'm saying it for Rahmani, saying he's been playing amazing in defense and attack. I just wanted to throw that out there because it's been tough, especially someone like one of their center backs, Manolas, leaving. Juan Jesus had to come out of nowhere, and he formed a pretty incredible partnership.
They didn't have to really have much to live up to, though, considering Manolas.
No, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying another center back that had to leave.
Like, they could have just done, like, the bare minimum. And
they probably could have called up a Primavera player and it would have done the same.
I don't like that you don't get mad at it. Like, the fact that you don't get mad, that you don't
scarred.
let it trigger you.
I'm scarred
makes
now.
me, like, just, like, give up
I'm
on
scarred,
the jokes.
so it doesn't matter. But Napoli's doing great. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them.
Let's talk about the two things. First, let's do Vlahovic, and then we'll do Balotelli. Let's save the Azzurri for last.
Of course, you want to talk Vlahovic.
This story's heating up. It's pretty crazy. We're gonna put it all on the table of what's happening and then our opinions.
Yeah.
So Vlahovic, we know that Fiorentina has been trying to sell him in January because he has an expiring contract in 2023, June of 2023. Still a year and a half to go, but Fiorentina do not want to let him get until this summer because then the value will go down. It will get less.
That's right.
Prade, who's their sporting director, already just came out and confirmed that they want 70 million. A little bit more than 70 million. No players on the side. Arsenal and Tottenham have been pushing for the player, and Prade confirmed, he didn't say which team, but he said that we had a team that was ready to pay that amount. I would guess it's Arsenal, but Vlahovic and his team are not answering the phone. They don't want to go. The feeling has been that Vlahovic does not want to go to Arsenal. He doesn't want to go to Tottenham because there's no point for him to do that in January. He's waiting for his ideal move. Now, Gazzetta, which, being honest, it's not a source that I use for transfer rumors. You never see us posting Gazzetta for transfer rumors.
At least anymore.
They do a great job. I love when I go to Italy, I read my Gazzetta. I like the articles. But for transfer rumors, I just don't listen to them.
Yeah.
That's why we haven't posted it, just because we don't believe it. They're pushing very hard on this Vlahovic to Juve story. They say he only wants to go to Juventus and that Juve could be signing him already this January. I was reading, again, the journalist keeps coming out and saying that they are in a pole position to sign him this January. The initial rumor was 35 million plus Kulusevski, which is ridiculous, and I will bet anything that is never going to be the deal.
They try to pull a fast one.
Yeah.
Just sign here, just sign here.
But that's clearly not going to be true. La Nazione in Italy is also reporting similar stuff to them, saying that Vlahovic only wants Juventus. Again, personally, I don't trust these rumors, but there definitely is something to the fire. Prade also confirmed, saying that we are open to sell him to Juventus this January. But for Juventus to come up, in my opinion, with 70 million seems very unrealistic. Maybe they could come up with a salary because they're saying he already agreed a 6 to 7 million euro salary, which to me doesn't seem crazy. But I don't understand how they would ever get 70 million in their finances.
Dude, they're gonna have to be selling a lot more shirts or something. They gotta. You can see Agnelli working overtime at like a McDonald's or something to make that. That's a lot, dude. That's a lot of, especially January. That's very hard for me to believe.
When has Juventus ever spent big in a January transfer market?
January too is the bizarre thing.
I never remember them doing that.
The January is the bizarre thing.
It's usually free transfers, deals, opportunities of the transfer market. And considering where the finances of Juventus have been over this past 12 months, I don't see this possible. And again, what we do, this is what I say, we wait for like a Romeo Agresti is a really good source, Giovanni Albanese, Fabrizio, Sky, Di Marzio. They have not said anything of the sort. They said, yes, Juventus could be of interest. Then no, they do say Juventus is interested, but that's very different than them agreeing a move.
Exactly.
Michael, what if you were looking into a crystal ball? What would you say is going to happen?
First of all, I don't know how much weight my word has, but I don't think in January. Yeah, I don't think in January it's realistic. I think the summer. I don't know where he's gonna go. To be honest,
give it just what is the first feeling to you?
I never had Juve in my mind for him to go, just because I was like, Juve aren't in a good spot. How are they gonna get the money? There were just too many variables.
What's your feeling? What's your team?
At first, to be honest with you, I thought it was gonna be a non-Serie A team.
Like, okay, which team?
Like a Prem team.
Give me one team. Stop saying general.
I don't know.
I want a name.
A Prem team. I didn't really care.
Which is one that you're thinking? He will not go to Arsenal. I'm saying
No.
So give me a name.
Top 4 team.
Give me a name.
I don't know. Man U, Man City. Who needs one?
Arsenal might be top 4 by.
No, but they might be a top 4, but they're not a top 4 team. If that makes sense, it would. I would have thought it'd be a top 4 Premier League team. Is what I thought, from my knowledge.
I think that he's staying at Fiorentina in January. I think in June.
Yeah.
I think Juventus sign him in June. That's just my feeling.
Why are you confident with Juve?
Because I was saying this months ago that I felt like he wants to go to Juventus. Again, I have no knowledge. I'm just completely.
But are you saying that from emotion or?
It's just a feeling of like if you're rejecting these Premier League moves, and I think that he's a person that I think he's smart enough to know he's doing great in Serie A. I think that his skill set, it works perfectly. Not everybody's obsessed with the Premier League like you think they are. I know everybody has this perception of what the Premier League is.
I mean, I'd rather
but there's some players that don't want to.
Yeah.
I think that the kid wants to stay in Italy. I think it feels good there, and I think that Juventus will probably be the only team in Italy that could be able to sign him, but not in January, in June.
And how important is? By you saying this means Juve would have to cement the top 4 finish. Are you confident with that?
Yeah. I've said that again for a long time that I think the Juventus will get top 4. Yes.
Instead of who?
Instead of, doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter. I'm asking you. Who do you think is going to go
Atalanta.
down? You think Atalanta's going to make the fall?
Yeah.
Boga has another thing coming, bro.
All right. Maybe. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just.
Did you see that attack, bro? Go on your IG to check out that Atalanta attack.
So anyway, that's our opinion. Let's see what happens. First and foremost, I would love, personally, if you made me sign, I would love for him to stay at Fiorentina.
I want him to stay.
Yeah,
as long as he stays in Italy, I'd be happy.
100% in January.
Yeah.
Anyway, last thing, the biggest news.
Oh, boy.
The Italian national team. We heard rumors just yesterday or the day before
a couple days ago.
Mario Balotelli would be rejoining the national team.
Super Mario.
Mancini calling him up for the first time in 3 years. Yes, this is not a joke. Balotelli has been playing his football in Turkey, where I believe he scored 8 goals this season.
9. He scored
goals.
one other one.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And we never expected this. We never expected him to get called up. There were people who were begging for this. They were called crazy to even have this idea. What I'll say is this. It's a deep dive, right? It's like an onion. We got to peel back the onion. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Okay.
It is a very clear idea from Mancini that he does not believe in Immobile. Now, Immobile, I do think he's overhated. I think that he's a player who gave a lot for Italy. I respect him. He's always fought for the shirt. He's never created problems. Always gave 100,000%. He's done more work than people probably realize. His opening of the ball, his spreading of the play, constantly being a danger. But it's not his fault. He simply is not a cold-blooded killer for the Italian national team. For Lazio, yes. For the Italian national team, I don't care where your emotions are. You cannot say that he is. He's not that type of striker that gets one opportunity and puts the ball into the back of the net. He simply isn't. We saw it this Euros. And the constant thing that everyone was saying here when we're watching the Euros is that we did not win it with a world-class number 9 on our striker force. He's very nervous. Mancini's nervous that we might not make the World Cup. And while I never thought that I would agree with this, I do understand why he's calling up. Just for one last thing, and then I'll pass it to you. Him getting called up, he's going to a training camp. He is not cemented as a starter. He's not starting in the match in March against Macedonia. He is not even called up to the match yet. All it is simply, let's bring him in and see if he has the qualities. My only fear, I'm okay with that. The quality I never disputed of Balotelli. My only fear is that Italy won the Euros because we were the most united. We were a family. We all fought for each other, and we had an amazing atmosphere in the group. I'm not saying Balotelli's going to go against that. I'm saying that I have had fears of that in the past, and that is my only reservation on what kind of standard does it set to the rest of the team that we're calling up a guy that's playing his football in Turkey. That's it. But at this point, I do think I'm not totally against him just getting called up. If he screws up, he's not going to make the team. Michael.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot to say. I think the social media has been split ever since we posted that.
It's not split. Most people want him.
I don't know.
Did you see the poll that we made?
No, I didn't. Shit, maybe you're right.
Check the poll.
I'll check. But overall, I just think
I'll find out.
I'm in agreement with this. I agree with you with Immobile. Maybe he is overhated and stuff, but nothing personal to him. I just feel like Italy have to look for their best interests in that striker role. And to be honest, I don't agree with you in the sense that he doesn't plays in Turkey, whatever. Dude, if you're performing, he might not be the most prolific striker right now.
Though.
Yeah, it's only 9 goals.
Same as Scamacca.
But he is someone that I feel like if you put you could put pressure on him, and I feel like he could deliver. You know what I'm saying? He
delivers for the national team.
That's what I'm saying. You give him the responsibility to score, and I feel like he'll do something with it. I was always a big fan of Balotelli, but I get the maturity issues was a problem. But this has been a 3-year. He's been absent for 3 years for that Azzurri.
31 years old.
Personally, which isn't that old. Personally, I think he matured from this.
I think meant it for your maturity point.
But personally, I think that he matured in this gap. He got older. He realized, okay, I'm not in top 5 league anymore. I'm going to do the best of my abilities and now ruin what Azzurri have, that, that a team that united togetherness. And I think this is only a positive. And just like you were saying before, this is just a 3-day training camp just to see where everyone's at, where their heads are at, seeing what's up. And I do like this from Mancini. He gives everyone a chance. You could be in MLS, you can be in the Middle East, you can be wherever, and he'll give you the chance, which I really respect. And on a mentality point of view, I'm very excited for this. I'm very happy. And not just this, Joao Pedro, who's been rumored to be on, has finally got a call-up, which I'm really happy for. Because for Cagliari, he's been lighting it up.
10 goals this season.
He's been lighting it up for Cagliari. He's someone, Cagliari put all their trust on him, and he almost always delivers. So I think this is a big one. Luis Felipe, also another one. His grandparents are Italian, so he made the cut.
I'm not that excited for.
But whatever. The more the merrier. I see it's a 3-day training camp. There's no negatives about this. Mancini, I put my faith in Mancini. Whoever he likes, and he'll call them up for the upcoming games. So I'm happy.
You made a couple good points there. Number one is trusting in Mancini. I mean, he's the man who won us the Euros. So if anyone deserves our trust, it's definitely him, and we have to give him the benefit of the doubt in this opportunity, in this call-up. I agree with Joao Pedro. I think he's a really exciting player. And I'll be honest, when I saw these call-ups, I had a little bit of a sparkle inside of me. I felt good. I felt excited.
Where'd you feel it? What part of your body?
It's like kind of around here. Like butterflies? Maybe that was a better idea. Just thinking of Balotelli back into the national team.
Nostalgia, again, right?
He's just that there are certain players that don't perform in their national team, and there's others who, when they put on the shirt, it gives them life. They feel like a superhero. For me, Balotelli's always been that guy. And again, I've already made my reservations on where I'm scared. By the way, you also made a very good point. The people that are scared that Insigne's not going to get called up, right.
No, he's getting called up.
This was completely clear.
El Shaarawy was in China for like a year, and he still got called up.
So we did put a poll. We said, who would you start as our striker? 3 opportunities, 3 choices: Immobile, Scamacca, Balotelli. 26% Immobile, 23% Scamacca, 51% Balotelli. It's very clear who people want.
Scamacca's pretty high up there too.
That's the other thing. People are saying that this takes away from Scamacca. I know my dad is very big on that end. I don't agree with that. I think everybody's getting the opportunity to show what they have in training. Maybe we go to training and Immobile is the best one, and he's going to start. Mancini has shown that he will play whoever is in better form. He did it when Berardi was starting, but guess what? Chiesa started doing better. Chiesa started.
100%.
It was merit. It was merit-based. So Scamacca's in the training camp. If he's better, he is going to start. That's the thing I think people are not understanding about this. I bet you he's not going to call up so many of these guys. That is a huge roster. It's going to go down to 23, 24. So everyone, just relax. We have to support our team.
Hold your horses, fellas.
But I got to be honest, I'm a lot more excited than I thought I was going to be. Again, you told me this 6 months ago, I would have said, there's no way, Charlie. No way. And now I'm excited for Balotelli to return. I pray that the guys in my brain. What's the first thing I told you? Do you remember what I said?
For what?
For Balotelli?
No.
I said I have a vision. Can you imagine if Balotelli would score the goal to win against Portugal in that second leg and send us to the World Cup?
I want him to do that celebration against Germany.
No, I wanted to do the "see" after he scores against Portugal.
I think
right towards Ronaldo. That would be great.
That'd be messed up.
No, then it would be awesome. I would
What did
love it.
Ronaldo do to him?
Actually, they had a feud. No,
Did they?
Yeah, I remember
Maybe.
Balotelli posted something about him like a couple years ago when he was on Juve. I think they have a little bit of a beef. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think they do. Either way,
Marco's making a beef over
started big beef. Guys, I'm excited.
Yeah,
Leave
it's
your comments
fun.
down below, guys. We did another fun podcast with just Michael and I. People are actually enjoying this a lot more than I thought.
It's more chill. It's more calm.
It's a little bit more
It's more
relaxed.
of a vibe.
I don't know about that. But guys, your opinions on number 1, Serie A, Vlahovic, where does he go? And then, of course, the big one, Mario Balotelli. What do you think is the right decision? Should he have been called up?
Yeah.
Should he not? And will he be a success? Will he be there for important qualifiers to get to the World
And
Cup?
you forgot Hellas Verona signing Panayotis Retsos, a Greek center back. Tomorrow
I did not
it's gonna
forget that.
be official.
I think everyone's turning off
We're gonna
the
make
video
that the
right now.
title right now.
That is not.
But
What's
another
his name?
Greek in Serie.
What is his name?
Panayotis. Oh, let's see if you can pronounce Panayotis Retsos.
Panayotis Retsos.
Yeah, you have a weird accent to it. But
I have a
it's
weird
decent.
accent to it.
Yeah,
That's
you say a little
long
funny.
name. Yo, you guys
You
gotta
say a little
condense it
funny.
a little bit. Just a little, man. It's kind of big.
We'll see.
Okay,
Hellas
guys.
Verona, baby.
Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We'll talk to you soon.
Ciao,
Bye,
guys. Bye.